Hey, wealth builders, and welcome to the Women Wealth Impact Podcast. I'm so excited today because we're going to talk about my favorite thing. You guys know that I am an avid reader. I love to read books on building wealth, going through financial literacy, all the things, because it really helped me transition to where I'm at today. And I just can't wait to share this one with you in particular because this is a guide for Black women specifically. It's called The Black Women's Guide to Financial Freedom, Build Wealth, Retire Early, and Live the Life of Your Dreams. And the author, Paris Woods, really gives us some insight on how to build wealth, get to be financially free, and really build the life of your dreams and not just dream small, dream big. So if you want to live in that beach house, go ahead and do it. But let's go ahead and plan the finances that need to get you there. So I'm going to depict the book, kind of tell you how it breaks down for me, and hopefully you will go through and read it for yourself. Paris starts off the book by talking about some of the traps that we see as Black women when it comes to our finances. So you'll go through and you'll read about how a lot of us are in these traps because of past situations, right? So from our childhood, past relationships, all the things. You want to go ahead and face those things head on because a lot of us don't. And then think about why you may be in the financial situation that you are in today. A lot of us don't realize that it's not necessarily our fault, right? A lot of us feel like, oh, I am in debt, I have bad credit, all the things. It's not necessarily your fault because you may have not known, but hopefully, you have joined the community so that you can't have that excuse anymore and you do know how to go ahead and increase your wealth. But now you are just trying to figure out and do the steps for yourself on your own. Make sure that you go through the book and see what she talks about when it comes to the wealth building, when it comes to building even generational wealth, right? I know that's the buzzword. A lot of us are talking about it, but when you're thinking about building generational wealth, what does that actually mean, right? If you don't have any children, if you're like, you know what, I'm not going to leave, I don't have anybody to leave this to, then what does that look like for your legacy? Maybe you want to go ahead and donate all of your assets to an organization when you pass away. But until you figure that out or until you actually know what your options are, then you're just going to be saying, okay, I know I want to do something, but I'm not going to be able to get it done because I don't know even where to start. The book helps you go ahead and define what your goals are going to be. It also helps you be able to achieve financial independence and figure out how to retire early. Now, retire early could look like a lot of things for a lot of people. Most women, when polled, they're looking forward to retirement in their 60s. But then we have the millennials who are going through and retiring in their 40s or even sooner. So when you're thinking about retirement, you have to figure out what that age looks like and what does even retirement look like. For me, when I think about retirement, I think about like old home, like an old folks home, going through, chilling, living in Florida, like that type of thing, where it doesn't have to be that. You can be retired and just still be in your 30s and saying, okay, yep, I don't have to necessarily clock in. I can do and have the leisure of, picking and choose what kind of work I do, or I don't have to do any work at all. My assets pay for my life. So I just I'm just here and I'm able to go through and do my passion projects. I love the way Paris just helps you pick and choose exactly what you want to do and set the goal. A lot of us as women, we are so multi-talented and we're so multi-passionate that a lot of times we have so many things that are stretched over a period of time so that we don't even know what we want to do. And the book helps you kind of zero in on what it is that you want to achieve. When you're going through the book, make sure you go through and learn how to earn a degree debt-free. Paris talks about how you can go through and get scholarships and all the things to be able to get that next degree. When you're thinking about what is next in life, for a lot of us, it's furthering our education or even starting some secondary education just because that's where you are in life. That's why it's so important. A lot of us talk about these life plans and, what it looks like financially, but really journaling and really figuring out what your next steps are going to be is essential because it helps you be able to plan out what you need. you may be okay to retire now because you're like, I don't want to go back to school. I don't need any new debt. I own my house. My children are out of the house. Whatever that looks like. Really what it all comes down to is designing your dream life and really knowing the steps it takes to get there. When you're going through and reading this book, you can find it everywhere, right? So you can find it on Amazon, on Audible. I actually got the Audible and I ordered it because I wanted to be able to flip through the pages. That's just who I am. But you can get it everywhere, including the library. A lot of people just kind of forget that the library even exists anymore, especially after the pandemic. They have done a lot of changes, and you'll be able to go through and just take advantage of that quiet time and really be able to focus down on what you need to do. I can't wait for you all to join us next month for our $1,000 emergency fund challenge. And it's going to be phenomenal to see what the progression looks like and how you all are able to go through and use the steps that I talk about. And I'm going to be pulling in a lot of what Paris talks about as well. Ladies, happy investing, and I can't wait to see you all next week.